Joining us now, Ganief Hendricks of our Jama-ah Leader of the party. Ganief, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. Your reaction to the news of the death and the killing, actually, of the Imam?
As you know, that there was an interfaith marriage that was taking place, and as a member of the Government of National Unity, we signed a statement of intent which includes guaranteeing those with any sexual orientation a good life in South Africa. So the Muslim community is a peaceful community. This is not the way we do things. People may have their issues about sexual orientation. They may support Donald Trump, but there is no place in South Africa for what has happened. So I joined the Ministry of Women, Disabilities and Youth in stating that this is nothing but a security lapse. Our security forces must ensure that this does not happen. We obviously have to wait for the law to take its course, but there's no time to wait for the law to take its course. There needs to be peace of mind by those who follow this sexual orientation, that their lives are safe, that they can practice their customs and the way they want to get married. This has got nothing to do with Islam. This is not a nikah. A nikah has certain prescripts. This is a marriage in terms of 3 acts of parliament. I don't know which act was used when this interfaith marriage took place, but there's no place for this. And we extend our sympathies to all those that have been affected.
Yeah. So your assessment is this is not a religiously based hate crime more than it is a hate crime that has got to do with the sexual orientation of the individual?
No, this is after Trump has now tried to influence the world, to take action against people because of their sexual orientation. This has got nothing to do with religion. It is a criminal offense, and but it's not for me to say what kind of offense it is. But there's no place for that in South Africa. We have got a constitution. If you don't want to respect our constitution, then leave for another country.
Yeah. It has been revealed, for example, in a documentary in 2022 that called Muhsin Hendricks a radical, that he previously saw that there were threats against him and there have been calls to heighten his security. Do you think there were lapses in that aspect?
Well, I just told you there's a lapse in security. And as far as Mr. Hendricks is concerned, we know of several times when he tried to change his sexual orientation. So people have a sexual orientation and they do their best endeavors to change their sexual orientation, and they can't succeed, and he didn't succeed to do so. So obviously his sexual orientation is what you're speaking about. We don't know whether, what his relationship with his creator is, and we can't judge. So, we have to acknowledge that, yes, he advocated the rights of the Constitution, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. There are some who are calling for a more pronounced support, particularly from the Muslim community, to declare that mosques are safe spaces in which all sexual orientation can be accepted. What is your position on that?
No, that has been done several times. I attend a lot of Juma-ahs, and there are people with all kinds of sexual orientations in our mosques. We grew up in District 6 with many people who had different sexual orientations. They were my friends. We played rugby together. We went to school together. We went to mosque together. So we, in the Muslim community, have grown up to respect everyone's sexual orientation. We don't need the Muslims don't need the Constitution to tell us to respect people's sexual orientation. And in this particular case, we are aware of the fact that Mr. Hendricks tried to change his sexual orientation several times, but couldn't succeed in spite of his best endeavors.
Now, as a leader in the government of national unity, what is your appeal to the authorities at this point?
Well, there's a security lapse. You have to tighten up your security. You know, it looks like people with a sexual orientation like Mr. Hendricks had are not safe. So we need to hear from the security forces what they are doing to ensure that everyone in South Africa can practice the sexual orientation of their choice.
We appreciate your time, Mr. Hendricks. Thanks very much for coming on. Ganief Hendricks, leader of Jama-ah.